This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Wednesday, December 2nd, 2020. The title of this rant is, can we please stop all the happy talk about the vaccine? Very dark days are ahead. So very happy that we have a vaccine. We're rushing it to get it out to as many people as possible. All of that is good. The press seems to be taking their eye off of it, just putting in little tidbits about it, wanting to talk more about pardons, wanting to talk more about the election of 2024, etc. But this whole thing is going to be trying the United States to an incredible degree because we've never done anything like this before. And if I just bring up a few little things, we don't even know how we're going to distribute it. Obviously, it's going to go to people around hospitals and people in nursing homes first. But we're going to get everyone in the hospital, everyone in the nursing home, everyone that is there. We don't know that. How is it going to be administered? Meaning, how are we going to break it down after that to who gets the vaccine first? And especially, what about the people that need to be trained to administer the vaccine? There are so many people that are in that industry. Their time is booked. They're booked all day long. Who is going to be the one who's going to administer this vaccine all over the place? How are they going to be trained? And now we have some that have 2 doses. We already know that a number of the people who get the first dose will not get the second dose. How are we going to help them get that second dose? We know that some of those people that get the first dose, they're not going to feel good for a day or two. We're going to give them a day off with pay if they're a frontline worker. How is the handoff from the Trump administration to the Biden administration is going to be? It's not going to be perfect. We know that. It's probably not even going to be good. And probably, that speculation on my part, that there may be some sabotage by the Trump administration on how, in terms of their handoff, so that they can say, hey, we did everything right. The Biden administration just screwed everything up when they come in through some type of pitfall, which they will. Are they deliberately trying to sabotage the distribution of this thing? And, let's just talk about some small things. Remember how a couple months ago they talked about, hey, man, we don't have enough vials to make 300 million vials. We don't have enough material to make those 300 million vials. And now we may need 600 million vials for some, et cetera, et cetera. And how is all of this going to be paid for? At the same time, we know that many of my sisters and brothers on the conservative side, both in red and blue states, will not get the vaccine. We also know that there are even a smaller number of anti-vaxxers out there who will not get the vaccine, which could mean up to 50 million adults will not get the vaccine. And guess what? While the worst part of the pandemic is upon us, and that has been just emphasized, especially in the last 2 days. The pandemic is accelerating. They talked about maybe another 200,000 deaths. I'm going, that's it by now in the end of February. Well, we're doing 2,000 a day. I'm looking at my little firewall here. We have 2,490 showing for today. Some of the states haven't reported yet. We're going to be averaging over 2,000 a day for the rest of this time. For the next 90 days, that's 180,000. That could go up to 3,000 per day. That's 270,000. We could easily have between 200 and 300,000 more deaths by the end of February. That's an astronomical amount. And that is just based on the fact that we can't stop this pandemic right now because we can't stop the spread in any way. The only thing we can do is to keep wearing masks, practice social distancing, and isolate as much as possible. And even though we have a vaccine, it is not going to be perfect. It's not going to be distributed as rapidly as we might think. There's going to be pitfalls along the way. There's maybe a big problem with the handoff between the administrations. So instead of talking about pardons and all that other kind of crap. We need to continue to talk about the lethality of this virus, that it is spreading, that is accelerating. And even though we have a vaccine, it will not get to a lot of people right away. And there will still be a lot of people who will not take it. So we have to continue to be vigilant about this for the next 6 months or more.